Hi, buddy. You gonna film with me? Come here. Hi, it's me. Welcome back to my channel. I brought a little friend with me today. Say hi. This is Leo. He's gonna be my moral support for this video because he can't be alone for more than 5 seconds. So for today's video, I did just want to do sort of a sit down, talk to you type of video. And today's topic, as I'm sure you've already read in the title, this is going to be how to be productive in 2025. These are just some tips and tricks I have found to be helpful to stay productive. We are done with wasting our days scrolling through TikTok and Instagram all day. I want this year to be a year of productivity and getting shit done. So I'm just going to show you a few things that I have found to help me stay productive and stay active and healthy. Hey, hang on. Because 2025 is the year of getting shit done. My number one piece of advice I can give to anyone that wants to be productive is start by writing it down. Okay, so something that I like to do to really help me is having brainstorming days where I sort of sit down and write everything down in my planner or in my calendar. You can kind of do whatever works best for you. I'm actually a little bit crazy and I have 3 separate calendars that I use. I use a Google Doc at first. I just kind of create my own calendar and that's where I keep my work schedule and then all my personal stuff as well. So like any sort of appointments, or maybe if I have a trip planned or plans with friends, dinners, any sort of family events going on, I keep that all in my Google Calendar. I literally just created a simple one on Google Docs. And this I really like because it lays out my day-to-day schedule. I also love to write down all my plans, so I keep this little planner with me wherever I go. This is another one that's really great for keeping track of my work schedule as well as my personal stuff. I really like this calendar because it has the whole monthly calendar written out here. It also goes week by week, so you can write down any detailed notes that you want in here. And I like this too because it breaks down your weekly self-care goals and maybe just other life goals that you have that you want to accomplish in the week. And it also has these like little prompts that you can fill out at the beginning and end of each month. So like this is next month's check-in. I really like this because it's like a good time for me to reflect, and I feel like that's not something that I would normally do, but having it here on this paper, I do tend to reflect at the beginning and end of the month. And it's really great if you're someone who wants to set some clear goals for yourself but don't really know where to start. A great start is always writing it down. There is a psychological reasoning behind writing something down and then checking it off once you get it accomplished. I don't know what it is exactly, but just that feeling alone makes me feel so good and accomplished. And so if you are having trouble being productive this year, my number one piece of advice would be to just write it down. And then as soon as you're done, being able to check it off is just so satisfying. Another part of being productive, in my opinion, is looking good and feeling good. And so I sort of came up with this glow up recipe. I saw Leah from Love Island use this and I kind of took pieces from that and sort of made it my own. But I feel like this is really helpful because again, this helps with the daily routine, but it also just helps in terms of your personal fitness to always, you know, look good and feel good. And so with my glow up recipe, let me show you. The first part of this recipe is 8 cups of water every day. If you don't already have one, I would definitely recommend getting one of those big obnoxious water bottles that everybody carries around. Honestly, I hate Stanleys and I hate how clunky and obnoxious they are, but I do have a Stanley-like type cup and I do love it because it does motivate me to drink more water throughout the day. 8 cups of water is half a gallon. Honestly, I think it's recommended for you to drink almost a gallon every day, but I feel like half a gallon is good for me because other than that, I'm peeing like every 10 seconds. And then another important part to this glow up recipe is saying your positive affirmations every morning. Literally all you have to do is just wake up in the morning as soon as you get up to go to the bathroom and brush your teeth. Just stare at yourself in the mirror and say your positive affirmations. It should be no more than a minute long every day. I use ChatGPT to help me come up with one actually. I just inputted all of the things that I want to get accomplished this year and just in my life in general, and I wanted my positive affirmations to surround, you know, me being successful and only attracting good energy and good luck and meaningful connections. I'm actually to the point now where I've completely memorized my positive affirmations, so I don't even need to pull it up every morning, which is awesome. But yeah, this is something that I would definitely recommend. I am a firm believer in putting out the energy that you want to receive, and so by saying these positive affirmations every morning, it really just starts your day off in a positive manner. And I'm not saying that your day is going to go great and that everything is going to change and your whole life is going to change just by, you know, saying these. There is another side to it that doesn't involve doing work work and, you know, completely changing your lifestyle. But this is just the first step. This is so important because this is the first thing that you say to yourself in the morning. The next part of my glow up recipe involves eating a high protein diet. So essentially this can look different for everyone. For me personally, I just try to incorporate at least one portion of protein to every meal. So for example, for breakfast, I usually have these protein bagels. I think it's called Dave's bagels or something. I don't know, but I think each bagel has about 7 grams of protein, so it's not a lot, but it's something, and it's better than eating just a regular bagel every morning. And then I usually put a little bit of peanut butter on it too, and that, you know, has some protein in it as well. And then usually for lunch, honestly, I pretty much eat the same thing every day because I'm a pretty picky eater, but I'll usually just eat some sort of combination of chicken and rice, or chicken and potatoes, steak and potatoes, that type of thing. It's usually the same thing for dinner. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you want to start incorporating some more protein into your diet. And then another part of my glow up recipe involves eating minimal processed foods. Like I said, I don't follow some sort of strict diet where I need to, you know, only be eating fruits and vegetables every day and all organic everything. But this is more so just keeping track of the processed foods that are going into my body. The next part of my glow up recipe involves taking your daily vitamins. This is super important. Daily vitamins, you know, obviously look different for everyone. Just find whatever works best for you. But yeah, daily vitamins are super important. Obviously, we don't need to go into that one too much. And then the next part of my glow up recipe is going to the gym 3 times a week. This is something that has really helped me to just simplify my weight loss journey and my health journey, whatever you want to call it. I used to put so much pressure on myself to go to the gym 5 days a week and then say I would skip a day. I would be so mad at myself. And then I realized all that was doing was creating an unhealthy habit for my mind and my body, because really it's not good to go to the gym every day and to overdo it. So now I tell myself 3 days a week, like roughly 3 to 4 days a week, which is essentially just every other day. Again, just simple minding that mindset and not putting the pressure on myself of going to the gym almost every single day, and just telling myself just go every other day. It just makes it so much easier. And then our next exercise one also involves walking 5 miles every day, or that's about 10,000 steps every day. So for me, I do have a walking pad or walking mini little treadmill thing at my house, and I do try to use that usually while I'm watching TV, because that's the only way I can tolerate walking on that thing is when my mind is distracted. But I do also work a waitressing job at the moment, and so I am on my feet a lot there. So on the days that I do work, I don't use the walking pad because I count work as getting in my 10,000 steps. And then the next part of my glow up recipe is alcohol only on special occasions. For me, honestly, that's usually the only time I drink anyway. I personally count a special occasion as not only holidays and birthdays, but also get-togethers with friends, just because honestly I don't go out a lot with my friends, and so when we do, I count it as a special occasion. And then the last and final step to my glow up recipe is 2 cheat meals per week. So for this, usually I have a cheat meal on Friday and Saturday night. I do allow myself a cheat meal just because balance is super important. But yeah, I feel like doing all of these steps to my quote-unquote glow up recipe really does help me stay productive. I consider myself to be a combination type A and type B, but my type A side of me comes out a lot more, especially when it comes to things like this. Another part of staying productive in 2025 for me involves life balance in terms of, you know, my social life, my work life, my personal hobbies. So for me, I like to designate specific days for me to do things. Like for example, every Sunday I try to do some sort of hobby or craft. So for me, I like painting in little coloring books, as long as it's like a paint by number, because I cannot paint for shit. So just finding that hobby for you and taking, you know, maybe 1 day a week, maybe even just an hour of a week, just to set some time aside for yourself and do something that you enjoy and kind of get your mind eased for a little bit, I think can be really helpful. So yeah, just finding what works best for you in terms of hobbies and having that personal time, as well as balancing out your social life and your work life, is super important in helping you stay productive in 2025. All right, well, those are all my tips and tricks. I hope you enjoyed. I'm glad that Leo was here to listen. Are you gonna stay productive this year, buddy? Yeah? Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. Like I said in my last few videos, this has been a goal of mine, is to consistently post on this channel. And so if you are here and you're watching, thank you for being here. It means so much to me, you have no idea. And I will see you all soon. Bye.